Every team starts with a dream, and that dream is to win a national championship. And these two teams here at Sodexo Field here today are 2 steps away from claiming that dream. Hello, everybody. I'm Jonah Boye with the Ravens Sports Network, and joining me today up in the press box are my color commentators and partners, Peyton Rigo and Colin Struckman. But before we get into a pregame show, Ravens sports reporter Megan LaChance had an opportunity to interview Raven defender Ruby Conroy. Let's hear what they had to say.
I'm Megan LaChance with Raven Sports Network on Flow College and the NE10 Now. I'm here with women's soccer player Ruby Conroy. So your game against Jefferson was really close. It went into extra time and penalty kicks, but you got the equalizer. So take me a little bit through how that goal happened.
Yeah, so honestly, it all just happened really quick because there was under 4 minutes left in the game, and we needed to get a goal. Everyone was super emotional. I could tell by the look in my seniors and the grad students on the team, everyone was just a little bit distressed, and it was one of the last plays of the game, and I'm a defender, so I don't usually score, but we all just decided to push up, and I went for a corner and just tapped the ball into the right place. So that was just such a good feeling because I knew there wasn't one person on the team that was ready for that season to be over. So it was just a really good feeling.
So now you're going into the NCAA Division II tournament quarterfinals. You're playing Shepherd. So what do you think your team needs to do in order to keep this win streak alive?
So I think that we just need to do what we've been doing the whole season. We've worked so hard. We've done early morning practices. We haven't really taken a lot of days off. So just play how we usually play. Don't get nervous. Work hard and have each other's backs. I think that's the biggest thing is when you play on the field, we're playing for each other, and I think that's just what we need to do.
So when you look back at this season, what's a moment that you're the most proud of for both yourself and your team?
Probably beating Adelphi in the NE10 finals. So that was my first NE10 championship, so that was really cool. And Adelphi is always a really tough team that we play, so it felt really good to finally get them back for once. And then just making it this far again in the tournament. We made it to the Elite Eight my freshman year, and then we lost this game. So hopefully one of my goals is to win this game and make it to the Final Four, which would be so cool for my junior year and hopefully maybe senior year next year. But yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Megan. We now send it back to the press box.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you to Ruby Conroy as well. And one more interview before we go to the break. Colin Struckman had an opportunity to talk to the Shepherd Rams head coach, Sam Odell. Let's hear what they had to say.
Colin Struckman here with Shepherd Rams head coach Sam Odell ahead of their matchup against the Ravens tomorrow here at Sodexo Field. Coach, you've managed to really turn this program around, this year being the first time since 2005 you won more than 10 games. How have you managed to do that?
Yeah, I can't say it's been an easy ride. I think I took the program over in 2021, where before COVID, our last season on record was 1-15-2. So it's been a heck of a ride. But yeah, really, it's just bringing in a great group of girls that are obviously fantastic players, but also fantastic people. And I think that's a big part of shifting the culture as well as the on-field product that we're able to put out. And then yeah, we've obviously numbers wise improved a lot last year to this year. But really, there hasn't been a ton of different things on the field. It's just kind of more experience, and everything's really been clicking for us this year. So, yeah.
Winning Coach of the Year this year, 18-1-4 record, and winning the PSAC. What does that recognition mean to you?
It means a lot, and I wish it was Staff of the Year, not just Coach of the Year, because my assistant coach, Patrick, we go way back. He's been a massive part of this as well. And the rest of our coaching staff too. But yeah, it's awesome, and it's credit to not just what we've been doing within tactical side of things, but also the playing staff that we've got. We've got a really good relationship with all the girls, and it's kind of one big family that we've got. So that award, yes, it's an individual one for me, but it represents kind of what we do as a collective.
Is there a player that's really caught your eye as of late that viewers should look out for in tomorrow's matchup?
Yeah, we got a few attacking players. Really, there's moments of magic that can kind of come from anywhere. I mean, when you look at our front three, there's goals in all of those areas. Lydia Gable's obviously our top goal scorer. I think she's at 13 or 14 for Doe. But there's service areas that can come from midfield areas, wide areas. It's often it'll be more of a team output with our goals rather than individual brilliance. So yeah, I wish I could name all of them, to be honest. Yeah.
Is there a specific aspect of Franklin Pierce's game that you're looking out for tomorrow's matchup?
It should be a really good one. The style of soccer in the PSAC is a lot more direct, a lot more, how quickly can we get the ball in behind and exploiting set pieces and stuff like that. And each conference up and down the East Coast kind of has a different flavor to it. Whilst we don't have any international players on our team, we look to play a more European style of soccer, which involves possessing the ball and, what I deem is playing the right way. And I definitely see glimpses of that from Franklin Pierce's methodology. And I think that's a consistent theme through most of the NE10. I think it's probably because there's quite a few internationals playing in this conference. So yeah, I'm hoping it's a good soccer match with two teams trying to play the right way. And showcasing some really good individuals that are obviously quality because both teams have made it to the Elite Eight.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Coach Odell and also Colin Struckman for their time on that interview. But before we get into our pregame show, we'll take a timeout here. You're watching the Elite Eight on the Raven Sports Network. And we are back on the Raven Sports Network on the NE10 now on Flow College for this Elite Eight matchup between the Shepherd University Rams and the Franklin Pierce University Ravens. Once again, I'm Jonah Boye, joined alongside my partners Colin Struckman and Peyton Rigo. And let's give some background on these teams. We'll start with the Shepherd University Rams. Colin, you talked to the head coach, Coach Odell. He gave some good insight to you. Kind of this program historically has not been very successful, but he's really turned this program around this year.
Yeah, he has. And for the first time since 2005, they've won more than 10 games this season. This is a program that's really starting to have success. Like you said, hadn't really had that type of success before. And this is a team, according to Odell, they like to possess the ball, play a little more European style of soccer, and focus on possession, despite not having any international players on the roster.
Yeah, with only 7 wins in 2023, 7 wins in 2022, and then 4 wins in 2021. A big improvement coming into this game with 18 wins, making a program record and trying to extend that, trying to move to the Final Four.
I mean, definitely going to be tough today, but if they're going to have a chance today, it has to start with their defense. Goals against average under 1 this season. Their defense has been stellar so far.
And now going to the Ravens, Peyton, we've been calling their games all season long this year, and it's been a tremendous gift to see them play all year long. But is this a possible return to glory for the Ravens? They won a lot of championships in the 90s. They've missed out on a couple national championship games, but they're finally back into it, and it seems like this could be the year where they regain their throne.
This is certainly the year the Ravens could retain their throne. Just looking at all the great players that they've had over this whole season, Emily Fox, Claudia Pierce, this is just a great game to watch.
In 2022, the Ravens, they won 16 games. They won the East Region Final like they did this year. Lost in this Elite Eight matchup to Westchester, who eventually made the national championship game. The Ravens looking to avenge that loss in this one, Peyton.
They're looking to avenge another loss from the Ravens, because this, especially now in a playoff game and a chance to go to the Final Four, this is a big win for them if they can pull it out.
For the Rams of Shepherd University, will be their first Final Four appearance in program history. The Ravens looking to return to their former glory with their 15th Final Four appearance. But going back to the Rams, Colin, who's really going to stand out in this one? We talked about good defensive team, but talk about Hannah Welts in this season, how impressive she's been for Coach Odell.
Yeah, .70 goals against average. She's been excellent between the sticks this season for the Rams. And we saw a great goaltending performance last game with Jefferson and Liv Riddell in net. And she had every opportunity to win that game for the Rams, but came down to PKs. The Ravens ultimately more successful in those penalty kicks. But Hannah Welt has been awesome. 11 saves, season high against Gannon last game.
She's looking to repeat that performance against the Ravens offense that has been, we mentioned all year, has been very dominant and can be very dominant in stages of the games. We've seen the offense start to slow out a little bit early in the beginning of the games, but towards the end, the Ravens really do find success.
Yeah, the Ravens in their last game were very slow to start off, but Ruby Conroy, who was actually interviewed in the pre-show, scored late to force penalty kicks, and that advantage towards Franklin Pierce kept on from there. They went to penalty kicks, and the Ravens pulled away with the win.
Number 11, Zoe.
As mentioned, Ruby Conroy with a game-tying goal off the corner kick.
Number 24, Emily Schmoll.
That kept the season alive for the Ravens so far, leading them to this now Elite Eight matchup with a chance to go to the Final Four. But we also want to talk about Emily Fox, the other goalkeeper in this one. Peyton had a tremendous game with 3 huge saves and then the game-winning save in penalties.
Yeah, Emily Fox has just been that great all year round. She's had 14 shutouts this entire season, while the team overall has 15. She's allowed 10 goals this entire season. She's just been a very good, tremendous goalie this year.
Setting up for a premier matchup here at Sodexo Field. Turf all cleared, snow around. Great atmosphere for this cold December game. But going in before we head for the break, final thoughts, guys.
I mean, I feel like this game, Jonah, could be a little similar to the first half like we saw on Sunday against Jefferson. Very defensive-minded first half. Both teams figuring each other out in those first 10 or 15 minutes. Then once we get 25, 30 minutes into the first half, I think we could see more quality, high-scoring chances in the box. But I think it's going to be a really tough defensive battle. The cold weather is certainly going to play a factor, and chances certainly going to be hard to come by today.
And now, those who are willing.
As now we'll step aside here for the national anthem. Starting line, it's coming up after the break.
Freedom at home and abroad for the playing of the national anthem. University and NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes, officials,
And we welcome you back after the break, as now we'll quickly go through the starting lineups for the visiting Shepherd University Rams. In goal will be number 00 Hannah Wiltz, the sophomore from St. Leonard, Maryland. Then the field players will be number 3 Sophia Carrera, number 6 Adriana Morales, number 7 Regan Ackerman, number 8 Josie Beazle, number 9 Erica Moore, number 11 Sarah Peterno, number 16 Lydia Gable, number 22 Taylor Shuck, number 23 Annabella Wunderlich, and number 26 Delaney Bittner. As I mentioned, the head coach is Sam Odell, who gave you some really good insight, Colin, with that interview in the pregame, and also just getting to know the side, basically.
Yeah, and like I talked about before, they love to focus on possession. And he mentioned this is a really tight-knit group connected this year. It's a small roster. It's not huge when you look at the Ravens, where they have almost 2 teams on their roster. But this is a really tight-knit Rams group that has bonded together and has, really exceeded expectations this season.
They won their first ever conference title in the PSAC, and now could have the opportunity to go to their first ever Final Four. Then for the Ravens, the starters in goal will be number 0 Emily Fox, a senior from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Then the field players will be number 3 Pina Eklund, number 6 Ruby Conroy, number 9 Claudia Pierce, number 10 Olivia Crespo, number 13 Gianna DeRose, number 14 Aino Martikainen, number 18 Yenny Hootinen, number 20 Jenna Delgado, number 29 Anna Drolj, and at number 41 Olivia Kudrko. And this is a Ravens team, Peyton, that's fired on all cylinders all season long, has the offense, has the ability to score goals with ease. And then the defensive side, they've been a brick wall. No one has gone past Martikainen and Eklund in the center.
That's certainly really correct. The Ravens have just been pure dominant this entire season. I've said it the whole season. They're currently on a big winning streak, including that last win in penalty kicks. It has currently been 10 games. They've found their rhythm. This could carry over into this game. The Ravens have a lot of momentum going into this game. They have the offense, and they have Aino Martikainen, Pina Eklund on the defense. It's just going to be a great game for the Ravens. I can see this going either way, because both these teams are very good, and it's a tough matchup for the Ravens today.
It's going to be an enduring one out there. We're all bundled up here in the press box trying to stay warm. It is a brisk 31 degrees here in Ringe, New Hampshire. And you can see the winter wonderland allowed just around Sodexo Field and a clear pitch. We're excited for this one, even though a little cold.
It's definitely a little chilly. We're used to it, Jonah and Peyton. I feel like we've had our fair share of cold days in the press box. But the Ravens team had to shovel off the field, Jonah. You don't really see that too often for a team with a trip to the Final Four on the line.
As the Shepherd Rams will be wearing the blue and gold. And the Ravens of Franklin Pierce, white and maroon, repping the home colors. The first 45 minutes is on the clock. They're just moments away from this highly anticipated matchup. One team historically been dominant, looking to get back to their old ways. The other, an up-and-coming program, trying to solidify themselves. That they are here for real and they are here to win.
It's a very calm demeanor from this Rams team. That's what I got from Sam Odell. They're not really fazed by the moment.
The moment is here and now as we are underway here at Sodexo Field. The Rams will start with possession. And we've been talking about this all week. The possible early few minutes, trying to feel each other out, see what side is going to show sets.
And that would be certainly big for either team to come out right away. That would be a good control and early momentum. That would be great for both teams. Let's see who gets it first, if any.
Is there even offense? Scores later on in the first we've seen this season, statistically wise. And there's been a couple times this year where the Ravens, they seem down to the wire, and they somehow pull magic out of a hat.
We definitely saw that last game with Ruby Conroy.
As Conroy right on cue tries to cross it into the box, but taken away by the Rams. Moore slows it down for the Rams. Carrera. Will now play her back out on the wing. Ravens with a high press. Very passive so far. And you mentioned, Colin, possession the Rams want to try to control, especially in the midfield.
And we've seen this year, this has been a Ravens team that has been exceptional in the midfield. We saw them really win those battles against Jefferson last game.
A nice tackle there from Peternell on Kuderko. Now the ball at the feet to Wilt. So the Ravens almost had a quick counterattack there.
It feels like what we're going to see from the Rams is they're really going to try and slow this game down. There's so much speed on that Raven offense with Pierce and Hootenin. And we saw the Jefferson Rams last week try and contain them, always put 2 or 3 defenders on them.
Now the Rams trying to break through into the Raven third. Eklund defense on Peternell. Peternell able to win it back. The foul is called on her. So possession will swing back to the Ravens.
It seems like a big thing the Ravens have had this year is that they've had the ball in most of their games that they've won. So if they can keep the ball in their offensive zone as much as they can, this would be big for them.
So far, both teams very passive. But a turnover there is Ackerman now attacking from the left side. Ackerman driving in, cross into the middle, and Delgado able to get the clearance there.
There's just not enough power on that cross from Ackerman. Right idea, just couldn't get the right placement on it. Good look from the Rams in the early minutes.
Ackerman with the give to Shuck. Shuck, good defense from Conroy. Now Crespo clears it down the line, stays inbounds for a moment, but finally ruled out. Throwing coming for the Rams. Now we see the Rams starting to turn the tempo up just a little bit. They're really only refined to one side of the field to start this game.
Yeah, like you said, Jonah, this is their first real offensive possession in the first 5 minutes. They've been trapped in their own defensive zone. Not a lot of clean looks from the Ravens, but they've still had a difficult time clearing.
There's a faulty clearance there from Eklund. Now Ackerman trying to take advantage, but Eklund once again dispossesses. Down to Rose battling against Beazle. Beazle able to win it back for the Rams.
Beazle one to look out for, the game winner against Gannon last game.
Now up to Kuderko. Longbow to Pierce, but Pierce too strong of a touch. Out of bounds to the Rams bench, excuse me.
We talked about it last game, Jonah, with Claudia Pierce being shut down for a majority of the first half. Jefferson really tried to get under her skin, disrupt her flow and her rhythm, see if she can get unleashed today.
If she were to be unleashed, those 21 goal contributions will have to be duly noted by this Rams defense. 14 goals and 7 assists this season. Had 8 goals in the month of November. One of the hottest players in the country. It's definitely the player the Ravens want to get going early. There's a foul here on the Rams.
And even if she is shut down, that could open up other avenues for Jenny Huttunen offensively. As we saw, Pierce didn't have a lot of clean looks last game.
But now an integral part of this Raven offense, Peyton. The set pieces have been very decepting and very creative, and it's given the Ravens a lot of chances to pull an edge.
They certainly has. Like, Claudia Pierce does lead in the team in almost every single category, but the Ravens have other players besides her just on this team that are very good that can start getting going at any time.
There's one of them, Hootenin, waiting all alone in space. Receives it, plays in for Martikainen. Plays it back to Conroy. Conroy plays one into the 18. It's cleared off the line for the moment by Beazle. Jareel, she'll take a shot from range. Now it goes off the back of Bittner. Martikainen with a good defensive stop for the Ravens. Now Conroy trying to push the tempo. Cross it in, trouble, but cleared off the line for the moment. As the Rams trying to get this out of their 18 and finally do so. But once again, another turnover. The Ravens capitalizing on defense early.
And I like that last sequence from the Ravens. Great work from Conroy and Martikainen playing a little more offensively so far, Jonah.
Dangerous play is called against Martikainen. But the Ravens with an early threat. So we're not even 10 minutes into this one. We've seen two phases of the game. We've seen an early defensive stand from both teams, and the Ravens unloading early.
And this is a Rams team that doesn't really score a ton of goals, just a little over 2 goals per game on the year. Really rely on their defense and Hannah Wilt to win them games.
Pierce with a decoy, but turns it over. Rams will try to settle in here. As Carrera looks to switch the field, but DeRose able to track down that cross. Wonderlick heads it away for the moment. Jareel tried to play it through the middle, able to win it back. Good use of physicality there.
Just brushes off her defender. A little contact, but not enough to make the call. Beautiful sequence by Jareel.
The all NE10 rookie team and third team. There's a dangerous ball played here. DeRose tries to play it back into the 6, but scooped up by Wilt.
That was just a great offensive possessions that the Ravens had right there, nearly capitalizing on the first goal of the game.
It's going to be a tough, we mentioned earlier, going to be a tough test for Hannah Wilt against this Ravens team. But should have some good motivation coming into it with 11 saves versus Gannon last Sunday. The Ravens, once again, double team, and nice play from Conroy to play off the body of Carrera. Throwing coming for the Ravens.
We can tell 10 minutes into this contest, Jonah, Ruby Conroy has been an integral part of the Ravens, defending excellently and a great cross into the box earlier.
Hooten with a nice ball. This one's trouble. Wilt has to clear it. Well, Hooten showing off the foot skill there, able to beat her defender and play a nice ball into the 18. Pierce trying to dribble through, dispossessed. Defense there from Shuck. That one played out of bounds by Eklund. And a misplay there from Peternell. Rams cough up possession once again.
Feels like possession really favoring the Ravens right now, Jonah. Getting some quality looks offensively. The Rams defending the box really nicely.
Definitely have to agree there. The Ravens, whenever they lose the ball, they just press and try to win it back as soon as possible. But here could be a counterattack here for the Rams, but the Ravens now looking to break out. Nice touch there from Carrera, able to get possession back. But Hooten reading that passing lane. Gets a deflection on it. Moore was in a little bit of trouble there with Pearson trying to win it back. But the Rams still able to keep it. Morales trying to play a through ball. It goes to Martikainen. Ravens trying to hold possession now. Delgado got pushed off the ball, but nice move from Martikainen. Eklund will play it smart and clear it into the snow. Throwing coming up for the Rams on the far side.
And solid performance from Eklund so far. Like always, like we've seen this season, Jonah. Locked down defensively, not allowing any clean entries for the Rams so far. And we're talking to Coach Johnson for the Ravens.
saying she's very underrated, does not get the love that she needs. Was an all-NE10 first-team selection this season, was a second-team conference selection the year before. And those two Finnish center backs have been outstanding for the Ravens in their time here.
It's just so hard to get past Eklund and Martikainen.
As Wunderlich tries to play one in, finds Peternell. Plays a nice through ball in for Ackerman. Trouble in the box early, and Fox makes a nice save against Gable.
That's a great save by Emily Fox right there. There, Gable, who has been very good for Shepherd this season. That was just something to look out for, and Fox learned to do that.
Ackerman looking for options. Plays it to Wunderlich. Now trying to switch the field to Morales. Morales will play one in, but a little too strong. Goes out of bounds. Goal kick coming for the Ravens.
Cleanest look of the day so far offensively, coming on that shot on goal from Lydia Gable. 12 goals and 7 tallies on the year, excuse me. Someone that Sam Odell thinks that viewers should look out for here in this game.
Almost made her presence known on that possession. Now Pierce trying to beat Wunderlich, but able to interfere on that. Rams trying to slow it down. No pressure coming from the Ravens. Shuck tries to play it to the wing. They'll play it back to the defense. And here's the strategy part from both these teams, figuring out where they're going to want to go. Delgado with a nice step. Kuderko is fouled. Ravens will get a free kick. They'll play it quickly. Eklund with no pressure. Now plays it to Conroy. Conroy trying to beat Ackerman. Ackerman once again forces a turnover. Now plays it to Gable. Nice cross into the box. Opportunity here for Beazle. And off the crossbar. What a strike there.
And that was just a great sequence by Shepherd, nearly having the first goal of the game.
Feels like a sigh of relief from the Raven bench, Jonah, after that. And Beazle with a beautiful shot finds the woodwork. We saw her score in the 73rd minute against Gannon in that 1-0 win. Has a knack for these big moments in the postseason.
The junior midfielder from Woodsboro, Maryland. Has 3 goals and 2 assists in her last 5 games.
And Ackerman doing a great job of being that facilitator on the Rams offense, creating passing lanes and chances offensively.
As one of the 3 players tied in assists for the team lead with 7 on this Rams squad. It's a team as a whole. They can distribute to anybody, and the production will still be the same, even without a clear-cut number 1 star player.
And we saw in that last sequence with Gable having a great shot on net, and then off the post from Beazle, Ackerman getting involved as well. So it's been that trio getting involved early for this Rams team.
Moore plays one into the box. Eklund got a touch on it originally. Martikainen will take out the trash, cleared out of the box. Now Crespo with a good step. But too much of a strong touch. But now Driel, nice step there. Rams under siege at the moment. Trying to clear this out. Carrera has to pull back, looking for options. That ball played into the midfield. Eklund able to claim it. Ravens trying to switch the field. Delgado plays a nice through ball up for Kuderko. Putin able to stay with it. Tried to cut it back, took a deflection. Nice ball in from Hooten. Conroy. Got bodied off the ball by Moore. But textbook defense there from Erica Moore.
Yeah, you could tell the Raven bench and some of the crowd wanted a call on Erica Moore, but I don't see a call being warranted there. Great defensive effort from Moore. Uses her body to shield off Conroy. It's been a defensive clinic so far for Erica Moore, Jonah. Tough task guarding Claudia Pierce. Doing an excellent job thus far.
As Conroy plays it out of bounds, throwing coming for the Rams. So we're slowly approaching the halfway mark in this Elite 8 matchup. There's a couple other matchups happening today. This is number 2 seed Minnesota State taking on number 3 seed Grand Valley. That one 20 minutes into their first half. As well as 3 o'clock. 2 number 1 seeds, West Florida and Columbus State matchup. And at 4 o'clock, it'll be number 1 team in the nation, Colorado School of Mines, against Cal Poly Pomona. That one at 4 o'clock. So far in this one, the Rams with the only shot registered on goal. Ravens have yet to get a shot on goal in this one.
It just describes the pure defense that needs to be played by both teams. Both these teams are very good on offense, so the defense is going to come in big for both these teams in this game.
So the Ravens almost win it back. Peter Nell able to control it. Pierce almost got to that one. And a turnover there. The Ravens trying to take advantage. Hooten has to play it back. Now to DeRose with space. DeRose crossed it in. Pierce almost got the settle on it, but was dispossessed. Almost a great setup there from the Ravens.
You can tell, Jonah, Claudia Pierce wants that touchback. She's able to collect it. That's a clean strike from her on goal.
Nice tackle there from Moore. Dispossessed Crespo for the throw-in. And that could have been the best opportunity the Ravens have had so far in this one. Still looking for that first shot on goal.
They've had plenty of good looks offensively, just haven't really been able to settle inside the 18.
So Rose trying to play one long. Gets intercepted by Morales. Now the Rams trying to push the tempo here. Peter Nell. Play it back. Bittner plays it out on the wing. Almost 20 minutes gone by here in this first half, still scoreless. Played to the middle. Rams have to settle back and control it once again. Seeing a lot of pressure from Kudryko along with Pierce. It's definitely a pace of play the Ravens haven't really seen this year. Now trying to play this one in. Peter Nell comes up with it, crosses it in. Crespo gets a touch on it. And Jareel will now play it downfield. Now it's a foot race. Wilt, nice job. Plays out over to Carrera. Nice use of the body there from Hooten to win it back.
The foul goes against Wunderlich of the Rams. And you said it, Jonah. Great play by Hooten to draw contact, drawing the foul. We can see how this game is going to be called. It feels like moving forward with that foul.
6 fouls in this one. 4 to the Rams, 2 to the Ravens. As a nice ball played in by Conroy. Wunderlich trying to beat Jareel, trying to clear it. Now play the ball down the line. Beazle tries to play it down the line. Delgado with a nice deflection. Once again, the Rams settling in.
The Ravens defense really not giving any breathing room for the Rams to work with. Tough for them to find open space.
Conroy makes another nice step. Now Ackerman able to win it back. Ackerman now driving down that left sideline. Tries to cut it back to the right. Ackerman tries to play it in, takes a deflection. Peternell now trying to follow up his Shuck. But Martikainen with a nice defensive stop.
Who else but I know Martikainen to get to that ball and block that shot.
And the cross in is scooped up by Fox. The Ravens there under siege for a moment. But once again, it's the Stars stepping up.
A textbook slide tackle from Martikainen. Reason why she's any 10 Defensive Player of the Year.
Has won numerous accolades here at Franklin Pierce. He's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in the NE10. Has been selected to the first All NE10 team 3 times. And scored one of their crucial penalty kick goals against Jefferson.
You wonder if we'll get to that point again here today, Jonah. Still a lot of time to go. But the first half kind of going like we expected. Both teams trying to figure each other out. It's a tough defensive battle. Being won in the midfield right now.
Conroy takes it away from Ackerman. Crespo trying to play it down the line. Carrera tried to save it. Pierce gets tripped up by Shuck. So free kick coming up.
Kind of similar with Jefferson last week. These Rams being physical with Claudia Pierce, really trying to disrupt her rhythm.
As Delgado and Conroy will discuss who will take it. And a lot of space. Conroy now plays a hard ball in. Peternell able to get the deflection. Conroy, couple big step-ups there. But now Peternell will try to play in wide open right side, but that ball hooking into the middle, and Fox will come way out and clear it.
Great awareness, too, by Emily Fox.
Delgado trying to play it up for Kudrko. Collision in midfield. Advantage to the Rams. Now on the breakaway, Beazle. Coming back to her right, takes a shot. Eklund blocks it.
Feels like Eklund always right place, right time on that back line for this Ravens team.
This one played in. Fox able to make the stop. It's going to be a corner kick. Fox a little shaken up after that play. But one of the first major opportunities here for the Shepherd side.
This could be the biggest time for Shepherd to score early, with 19 minutes still left to go.
'90th corner of the year for the Rams. Cross is played in. Wunderlich will take the shot. It'll go hit side of the net.
And a good chance there for the Rams to strike first. Fell right to Wunderlich. plenty of space and time to take that shot, just fires it into the side netting. But another quality chance for the Rams, and we haven't really seen those high danger chances on the other end for the Ravens offensively.
Raven bench starting to get a little active. Number 5, Grace Martin, getting ready to be subbed in. So far, the Shepherd sideline staying cool and calm. No action over there. Delgado with the big clearance upfield. Delgado trying to settle down once again, but turns it over. Now Ackerman driving through the 18. Ackerman. Martikainen was able to get a touch on it. Shuck plays it out on the wing for Carrera. Trying to find Ackerman. Now Conroy clears downfield. Pierce, nice play up for Kuderko. Trying to play Pierce once again, but might not have been the best pass in that situation.
It feels like Kuderko wants that pass back for Pierce.
Nice stop there from Delgado. Looking for options. Play it to DeRose on the wing. Now opportunity here for the Ravens. Kuderko. Nice cut back into the middle. Kuderko playing it in for Crespo. Keeps it in. Is onside. Try to play it in for Pierce. And the Rams able to break on out after that Raven counterattack. Ackerman once again looking long downfield. Delgado claims that one. A couple more Ravens getting loose and active on the sideline. Number 4, Michaela Horton, and number 24, Emily Schmolk. Crespo plays a strong one back. Eklund settles it down. Trying to direct traffic. It seems like the Rams pressing a little bit more, trying to cough up a Raven turnover.
It feels like to begin the first half, we saw the Rams trapped in their own defensive zone. And now as we shift toward the late stage of this first half, Jonah, really starting to step up in the midfield, win those battles, and earn possession. There's where we've seen those high danger chances on Fox.
We've seen both teams try to control the midfield, but in this one, I have to give it probably to the Rams early on.
We've seen them play very physical, too, using that to their advantage.
Conroy, nice defense against Ackerman. There'll be a throw in for the Rams. 15-20 left to go here in the first half. Peternell trying to break out. They'll stay with the Rams once again. Carrera looking for a teammate to throw it to. Ravens not giving any looks. Nice job from Eklund to box out Gable. Trying to win it back. Ravens will make those substitutes.
Number 4, Michaela Horton.
There's Kuderko, DeRose, and Crespo. Head to the bench for the moment.
And Matt Johnson using his strategy of getting new legs out there.
And the first time we've seen subs enter this game, and it usually ignites a spark and a change with this Ravens team. They almost have two teams on that bench, Jonah.
It seems the way that it is. Just good depth on this Raven team. Players who want to play and give it their all. Coach Johnson, appreciate that a lot. As trouble could be brewing here for the Rams. They're able to finally clear it out. But Will way out of her nets. Whiffed on a clearance. If the Ravens were in the vicinity, could could have taken advantage of that.
Yeah, that could have been a costly error for Wilt, something we don't normally see from her because she has been exceptional this season, but just came out and misplayed that ball.
Schmolk tried to intercept that one, but Carrera stuck with it. Bittner plays it out wide. Morales to Shuck. On the wing for Beazle. Defended by Delgado. And a nice move there for Morales. Able to get some space. Beats two Raven defenders. Crosses it in. Follow-up shot blocked by Schmolk. Tried to clear it out. It's played off of Rams, so it will be a goal kick. But the Rams once again knocking on the door.
They have, and they've really had some quality chances in this first half, Jonah. They've been the better team offensively. And for the Ravens, they have, thankfully, Martikainen back there and Schmolk coming off the bench with a huge block defensively.
The Ravens searching for answers to not only get offense going, but keep possession and maintain it. Seems like they haven't controlled it as well as the Rams have done.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens have had good looks like we've seen in this first half, but haven't really been as clean as the Rams. They tend to get those high danger chances in the box. We saw them hit the post. We saw Emily Fox make a great save, making the Ravens work for it defensively.
Carrera now. Nice tackle there from Schmolk. Forces the Ravens to clear it downfield, and Pierce tried to win that one back. Will be a throw-in for the Rams, however. But like you mentioned, providing that spark off the bench could really spark the Raven offense and get their offense a little settled down.
And we've seen Schmolk as of late really be able to provide that spark. Not the biggest player, but tends to play very physical, wins battles in the midfield, and wins possession.
Listed as 5'2", has 2 assists on the year, but like you mentioned, plays super physical for her size. Is Beazle trying to play this one in for Ackerman. And there's Schmolk with the defense. There's 11 minutes left to go here in the first half. Ackerman now trying to break through. Carrera plays a high one in. Fox has to punch it. And the rebound opportunity just goes to the right off the foot of Taylor Shuck.
And if Shuck was able to shuttle that ball, Jonah, feels like would have been a tap in into that right corner of the netting. But a great initial save by Emily Fox.
So the Ravens continue to go down the bench. Now Devin Schmidt, number 27, will enter.
And Regan Ackerman has really been the focal point of this Rams offense in the first half. 5 goals on the year. We tend to think it's going to be Lydia Gable with those 12 goals coming into this game, Jonah, but Ackerman has really set up chances.
She's been highly active on that left wing. It's Pierce trying to settle it down. Plays a nice ball to Schmidt in the middle, who gets her first touches of the game. Now Martikainen being defended by Gable. Plays it upfield. Now the Rams trying to break through. And Schmidt using the physicality there puts Ackerman on the turf. Carrera wins a strong header. Schmolk able to play the ball there. As Coach Odell wanted a call on that.
And that's the type of style of play, like we talked about, we see game to game from Schmolk. Beautiful slide tackle.
Hootinen plays it up for Martin. Martin. It's pushed off the ball by Wunderlich. A foul is called. It'll go in the Rams' favor. But a nice look from Hutton in there. Had Martin with a lot of space.
Feels like if Martin was able to break free on that far left side, would have had so much room in front of her and had Hooten supporting as another layer.
So the Rams once again settling it with their defensive line. Bittner now plays it on the wing. Horton able to get a touch. But Morales able to go around. Plays it down the line. Beazle with a quick cross in. Schmolk settles it down. But the Rams once again with possession.
Goal would be big for either side, but it seems like the Rams are getting most of the chances right now.
Rams have been knocking on the doorstep for a few minutes now. Schmolk has to clear it downfield. Ravens once again will go to the bench. Number 22, Aaron Kate, waiting to be subbed in. 7.5 minutes left to go in this Elite 8 matchup. That one will result in a goal kick. As Kate will sub on for Claudia Pierce. Kate, someone who didn't really play a lot in the first half of the year. It's her 18th appearance. However, when she's played, has been effective as a forward up front.
And it feels like she's coming on for that late push offensively. It's been tough for the Ravens to really gain possession in the last few minutes, Jonah. Still no shots on target for them in this game.
Matt Johnson hoping his subs can provide that spark and get his team back into it. As Conroy, not the greatest clearance. Not another great one. Peternell will take a shot. That one's blocked by Delgado. Ball still in bounds. And it will be a corner kick. Peternell took a tumble into the snow at the end of that play.
It's been a solid defensive performance from Delgado. A couple of huge plays from her defensively. We saw a really solid corner kick last time around for the Rams, trying to replicate that same success.
And when you chatted with Coach Odell, he mentioned the set pieces need to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah, this is a key chance. We saw a really golden opportunity the last time around on the corner. And with how they've dominated possession, had the cleaner looks, this is a really chance to put a bow on a really phenomenal first half performance.
It's a short one. Lost in traffic. Delgado clears it out, and Kate once again pushes it up the tempo. And a foul will go against Ackerman. Or scratch that, will go against the Ravens. The Rams now with a free kick. Ackerman once again on the wing. That one played into the box, and Emily Fox comes off the line, makes the stop. Now under 5 minutes left to go.
The Ravens have really been under duress for a majority of this first half, Jonah. We haven't really seen them have clean possession offensively in quite some time.
Now Conroy trying to play it down the line for Martin. Moore able to get a good touch on it. Now play into the middle. Horton able to win it back. Horton defended by Bitter. Puts a shot on net, and it goes right at Wilt. As Bittner was the last line of defense there.
And it seems like that was the first big Ravens chance in this game. Something the Ravens aren't very used to, we've seen this year, is that they haven't had all the possession. And so
with that shot, the Ravens get their first on goal. And a foul's called. Ravens with another free kick. And And for the Ravens offensively, they look to hope that that was the opportunity to kickstart the offense.
Definitely could see it. Like we said before, had no shots on target prior to that chance from Michaela Horton. Still plenty of time to really build off that, like you said, Jonah.
Horton with 2 goals in her freshman season. There's now Delgado. Plays it back. Fox once again has to sprint out of her net to clear it. But now Fox scrambling to get back into position. Peternell lays it off for Beazle. Beazle with the one-time pass in. That one goes out of bounds.
Once again, and Shepard with yet another great opportunity.
Conroy plays it down the line. No call there against Schmolk. Jefferson, or the Shepherd side wanted a call there. And a foul will be called. Looks like it was on the other hit and not the one closer to midfield.
I mean, if that's the case, that whistle has to come sooner. I mean, that play continued. Kate had possession for a moment. But if that was on Schmolk, the call has to come sooner than that. Ref really taking his time in this one, Jonah.
You assume maybe he didn't call it right away just to give the Rams advantage. But like you mentioned, just a little later than it should have been.
We definitely saw a physical game last time around against Jefferson. The same here.
Schmidt using her physicality. And it's going to be a goal kick coming for the Ravens. Just Wonderlic tried to get past all 5'10" of Devin Schmidt. There's a minute and a half left to go here in the first half. Still scoreless here at Sodexo Field. This one's cleared downfield. And a quick update on that Minnesota State Grand Valley game. Grand Valley State leads 1-0 with a minute left to go. And the first caution issued in this one to Wonderlic, or against Wonderlic, excuse me. Grace Martin will pick up the caution.
We've seen the physicality really ramp up in the last few minutes of this one, Jonah. The Ravens really going to have to be careful going forward. We've established how this game is going to be called. Keep that in reference for the second half.
It's Carrera waiting over the ball. Wait for the resume whistle. Minute and 7 left to go on the clock. They'll play it short to start.
1 minute left and a half. 1 minute.
Pressure coming from the Ravens. Kate almost got to that one. Shuck plays it down the line. Beazle defended by Delgado. Beazle with a cross in. Ackerman was there on the doorstep, and the shot goes wide once again. That one off the foot of Gable.
Again, yet another great opportunity by Shepard. That would have been a big goal, especially by the end of the half.
The Ravens once again under siege. So Rams starting to build something up here. Peternell looking for Beazle once again. 10 seconds left to go.
7, 6,
Wonderlic plays it in.
5, 4.
There's a header, but Fox able to track it in the air, and that will conclude this first half here of this Elite 8 matchup at Sodexo Field. And fellas, we're in for a treat for this second half.
We are, and I would say I'd give the first half, the edge certainly goes to the Rams. 2 quality chances to end the half, And it feels like this is a Rams team really clicking offensively and a Ravens team that's had a very difficult time holding on to possession.
And the Rams definitely have the advantage as of right now. Something the Ravens, like I said, aren't very used to is not having the ball most of the time. And they normally have the ball most of the time. This game they have not. They got to step it up going into the second half if they want to have a big comeback.
As either side could be 45 minutes away from a trip to the Final Four. As we'll step aside here as it's halftime, as it's still scoreless here at Sodexo Field, and we'll take a quick break.
Being a Northeast 10 student athlete is about a lot of things. It's about having an impact on the field, in the classroom, and in our communities. It's about leading the way and setting the standard across Division II. Being an NE10 student athlete is about embracing the work, finding our balance, enjoying our journey, and embracing the victory. Amazing, come on! It's about embracing self-discovery, growing as an athlete, a student, a person, and a leader. Being a Northeast 10 student athlete is about embracing you.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We welcome you back to the Ravens Sports Network and the NE10 now on Flow College for this Elite 8 matchup between the Rams and the Ravens. So far, a scoreless first half, guys. Peyton Rico, Colin Struckman joining me, Jonah Boye. What we really saw was the Rams offensively. They started to find some groove. They found some weak spots in the Raven defense. And really, in those first few minutes, they figured out what they need to do.
They did, and they end up outshooting the Ravens 9-2 in that first half, Jonah. And to me, it starts with Regan Ackerman. The midfielder was really the focal point of the Rams offense, playing the facilitator role. She doesn't have to score the goal. She sets up, maybe it's Gable to score that goal like we saw in the first half. So I like the chances from the Rams breaking down the Ravens in the midfield and the back line, which we know has not been easy to do this season.
Has not, and we've seen some really crucial tackles, Peyton, from Marta Kynan Eklund in that box, as well as Delgado. That defensive line has withstood a siege from the Rams in this first half.
It certainly has, and it seems like the Ravens have needed to do that, especially in this game. It's the Elite Eight. It's a playoff game, so not only is it a playoff game where you have to step it up, it's because the team you're playing against is almost like outshooting you and getting more advantages over you. So this is the time where your defense needs to step it up even more.
And another big note in this one, the physicality has been starting to ramp up in this one. 6 fouls for each side. We saw some really big hits on the field. We saw a little delayed call maybe from one or two plays, but still, the physicality has been playing a big role in this one.
It has, and it feels like that's favoring the Rams right now just because it's really frustrating the Ravens. It's getting under their skin. And we saw last game against Jefferson, really physical against Claudia Pierce, disrupting her rhythm, trying to get her checked out of the game. They're trying to do the same thing here. So I like the physicality aspect from the Rams in this one and drawing those fouls like we saw in the end of the half as well.
And for possession totals, the Rams controlled 63% of possession in that first half, and it was really in the Ravens' defensive zone. We really saw them exploiting that early.
And it's something we haven't really seen this year, Jonah. This is a Ravens team, like we talked about in the first half. They like to control possession for a majority of the game. They haven't been able to do that today. It's been the Rams really winning those one-on-one battles, sending those better crosses into the box, and getting higher quality scoring chances offensively.
And now turning into this second half, what's probably be some of the messages that are going to be said in those locker rooms? Peyton, I'll start with you with the Ravens. What's going to be the message with Matt Johnson to his players?
With Matt Johnson and the Ravens, for him is that they just need to step up their D. They've been doing really good on it so far, but they haven't had the ball most of the game like they normally do. So this is the big time where your defense needs to step it up even more. You got to get into your offensive zone, put some shots on Hannah Wiltz, who's been a very good goalkeeper like Emily Fox this year. And that's basically what you need to do is step up your D and get in your offensive zone as much as you can.
Do you think Matt Johnson would possibly do a switch in the midfield, try to throw Martikainen up early and have Schmidt start the second half to give him a little more physicality, but also have Martikainen utilize the offensive skill she prizes?
That's a good question. Martikainen is a very good defensive player, and they would like her out there almost all the time, but they do need to rest her at times. So that's a good question. He could do either one.
And then for the Rams, they would know they're probably in control throughout that first half. What's going to be the message with Sam Odell to his group?
It feels like they're confident going into the second half. There's no reason the Rams shouldn't be confident going into this second half. They were the far better team in the first half. They controlled possession. They controlled it in the shot department, and they had better quality chances offensively. It feels like if they can just keep that momentum driving in the second half, but they need that final touch. That final touch hasn't really been there. They've had some decent chances off corner kicks as well. So I'm looking for them to really finalize that last touch in the box and get some cleaner chances off set pieces like corner kicks.
And you mentioned you were at the practice the other day watching this team right before they played today, and you mentioned that the set pieces in the corners was something they were really prioritizing, and it looks like it's starting to pay off here.
Yeah, in the first couple of corner kicks at that practice were not successful. The Rams did not have a lot of clean corner kicks in that practice, but it looks like a completely different team off the corner today. They've had some beautiful looks off the corner in this ballgame.
And Emily Fox has really stood up to the challenge so far in this one. No goals allowed between both Wilt and Fox, but we're in line for what could be a really great second half. We've made some predictions talking about could go to penalty kicks once again, but really, what do you see this second half going in the direction?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for extra time or PKs, kind of like we said, Jonah, but it feels like the Ravens are due for a stronger second half, but still I'd give the nod like we talked about to the Rams, and I think they get the first goal just based off how they dictated the pace and the tempo of the first half.
Both these teams are very good teams. They have very good goalkeepers. Shepard has 1 loss this season. Franklin Pierce has 3 losses this season. This could go either way. I'm liking the way both teams are playing. This could go to penalty kicks yet again, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the way.
Both these sides are looking to clinch a trip to the Final Four. For the Rams, the first time in program history. For the Ravens, their 15th appearance in the Final Four, the first since 2007. We'll look to see who can win this next 45, or do we need extra time here at Sodexo Field? Coming up in just a few moments.
Being a Northeast 10 student athlete is about a lot of things. It's about having an impact on the field, in the classroom, and in our communities. It's about leading the way and setting the standard across Division II. Being an NE10 student athlete is about embracing the work, finding our balance, enjoying our journey, and embracing the victory.
Amazing, come on!
It's about embracing self-discovery, growing as an athlete, a student, a person, and a leader. Being a Northeast 10 student athlete is about embracing you.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we are back here at Sodexo Field for the second half action coming up in just a few moments. But the tail of the tape so far in this one, the Rams possession controlled that first half. 63% of possession time goes in favor of them. And really it's been in the middle of the field, 31% in the second half, then 36% just into the Ravens attacking zone. And they've done a great job controlling the midfield, controlling the tempo of play. We saw them slow it down a couple times and then seems like a flick of a switch, push the tempo and able to get some good offensive chances.
And it goes back to what head coach Sam Odell told me before the game. This is a team that likes to play a more European style and focus on possession. We thought that'd be more difficult against the Ravens team who puts a strong emphasis on possession. But you mentioned those numbers, and it really indicates how the first half went in their favor. They won those battles, they retained possession, and they continually tested that Ravens back line, which it's been really tough to get past this year.
Really has. We've seen him play all season long. First team selections on defense for the NE10. The 9 shots on goal from the Rams, with 2 of them being on goal, but them being from Gable and Peternell. And Peternell has done a really good job for the Rams in the midfield, controlling the pace of play, and as well as dishing the ball up to players like Ackerman and Beasel, who've been very active crossing the ball in or even driving into the box.
Yeah, like I said before, Ackerman's kind of been the facilitator, the focal point of the Rams offense, and Gable with 2 shots as well. So it's really been just a scoring by committee approach this season for the Rams, and we've seen that in the first half.
Then for the other end on the Ravens, 2 shots in that half, 1 being on goal for Michaela Horton. That one was really the only best opportunity the Ravens had in that first half to score. And we've seen Claudia Pierce try to get involved. The touches just haven't been as clean for the Ravens. As we're getting a quick hot chocolate break up here in the press box. Much needed for the cold weather out here today. But then also, speaking of cold, the offense for the Ravens, very slow to start. Claudia Pierce has had the opportunities. The touches haven't really been there in the offensive end, haven't really controlled the ball close to the body when they're in attacking.
And kind of like last game, we didn't really see a ton of clean looks or chances for Claudia Pierce. And these Shepherd Rams doing a great job of closing the space that she has, closing those gaps, not giving her any room to break free.
Yeah, the Ravens haven't had the greatest chances so far, but they have gotten into their offensive zone enough where they have been able to get off a shot. So they just need to keep doing that more, but they need to get more in their offensive zone first.
And someone who's been active for the Ravens has been Hutton and Crespo in the middle of the field. They've really done a good job trying to win possession back in the middle of the field. They also try to distribute it to the wing and try to get those players like DeRose and Pierce active on the wings.
And we should see Hooten play more of a forward role. We see her score, play between the posts, but we can also see her play a little more defensive in the midfield and win possessions, which lead to goal-scoring chances.
As Emily Fox, 2 saves so far through the first 45. Hannah Wilt with 1 save through that first 45. Ravens haven't attempted a corner yet this season. Or Ravens haven't attempted a corner in this game, I should say. This is Ravens team in the triple digits in corner kicks. They really thrive off the set pieces, and frankly, they haven't had those opportunities in that first half to thrive off those opportunities.
And usually those looks where there's a battle close to the corner along that goal line, it's been the Rams closing in on the Ravens. We saw it a couple times in that first half where that's where they win their corners. The Rams not allowing that to happen and really getting that last touch.
As the Rams didn't go to the bench in that first half, the Ravens, when they did go to the bench, it seems like the pace of play, the energy, the motivation was a little stronger, as well as Michaela Horton really getting the biggest shot of the game so far for the Ravens coming off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, just like easily the biggest chance, like you said. And besides that, Ravens haven't really had a ton of clean looks, and we expected that to kind of provide a spark for them, but it was the Rams that closed out the first half with those last 2 shots in their favor.
It's both sides getting loose, getting ready for the start of the second half. Fresh 45 on the scoreboard. Still very cold out, and these Rams from West Virginia seem pretty acclimated to the weather here today.
Yeah, we expected it might give the Ravens an advantage, used to playing on their home turf in this weather, but has not fazed these Shepherd Rams whatsoever.
The Ravens trying to get the offensive numbers up. The Rams seemingly on the edge of breaking through and closing this one out and taking a nice trip down to North Carolina for the Final Four.
Be a lot warmer down there than it is here in Ridge, New Hampshire, Jonah, or in West Virginia. But, I mean, we talked about a lot of work to do for the Ravens to do. The Rams really controlled possession, controlled the tempo in that first half.
Raven assistant coach Kevin Aisa giving one last talk to his players before the half will begin. Decent showing here today at CXO Field. Raven faithful pulling up to support their school.
And something they would love to see is their Ravens win this game. They didn't come out in the freezing cold for no reason.
As both teams getting ready to go here. Both sides will switch fields. Ravens will start with possession in this second half. As the Rams opened up the game with possession. In a trend that's happened for the Ravens, they play significantly better on this left half. And around the 60-minute mark, beyond to around the 80s, that's where they find most of their offensive success, wearing down opponents.
We saw in the 86th minute the equalizer from Ruby Conroy in the Sweet 16 against Jefferson. Ravens might need those same late-game heroics this time around against Shepherd, Jonah.
Both those goals scored by both Jefferson and Franklin Pierce in that Sweet 16 matchup. We're in the second half. Kyra Lesko scored in the 58th minute. Then Ruby Conroy continued the Ravens season by scoring in the 86th, and then a thrilling overtime set up penalty kicks. It was a nail biter with the Ravens coming out on top in penalty kicks as a handball is called.
It feels like Conroy has really carried on that success from that game-tying goal. Solid performance from her in the first half defensively, but offensively moving the ball up as well, pushing the Ravens up the field.
And Conroy has played an exceptional role this season for the Ravens in that right back position. Good defense, and then the crosses into the box have always been looming and dangerous for opponents to see go into the air. Is Bittner now pushing it upfield. Played out on the wing for Morales. DeRose using the physicality. Plays the ball out of bounds. So Morales will throw it in. Nice flick there from Gable, but no Rams able to capitalize on it. So it's cleared out of bounds by the Ravens. That one last played by DeRose. Beazle trying to win it against Delgado. It's dragged down, but no call. Goes to the feet of Morales. DeRose dispossesses. Now plays into the middle, wide open Kuriko. Playing up the field for Pierce. Pierce trying to beat Moore, and Moore, nice defense there.
It might have been a big defensive play right there by Moore. If you let Claudia Pierce get a breakaway, that could be very dangerous for them.
Moore had an active first half for the Rams. Has really limited Claudia Pierce's production on the wing.
And she's really just been all over her like we saw in the first half. Not an easy task defending Pierce, but executing it well.
There's the Rams trying to work in triangles here, trying to break out. Raven pressure. Hold them for now. As Conroy tries to settle that one. Goes to the feet now of Peternell. Crosses over to Beazle. Plays a nice ball in. Eklund made a nice stop. Tries to clear it. Now Peternell. Jareel, nice dispossession there. Then Beazle able to win it back. This possession rapidly changing. Seems like every few seconds. So Rams looking to settle it down for the moment. DeRose trying to win it back from Morales. Morales can't keep it in bounds. So Ravens will take on over. Delgado can throw it in long. Throws it in long there for Pierce. But can't corral the header, should say. Delgado plays off the body of Wunderlich. Possession changing hands multiple times, back and forth here. It's a little similar to how the first half was playing out, with the Rams can't really escape out of a certain area. Now go against the Ravens. It's the head official, Jose Mendez, issuing a yellow card to the Raven bench.
It looks like he gave a warning for the staff to just get away from that yellow line. We know how vocal Kavan Issa is on that bench, Jonah. I don't think he's too happy about it. Neither is Matt Johnson.
Not at all.
And it feels like for that Raven sideline and the Raven crowd, not pleased with how the game's being called right now. But it's been the Rams just controlling pace, controlling tempo. Both teams playing physical, but it tends to favor the Rams right now.
But it could be one of those moments where if the coach gets a talking to or a warning, could fire up the team, inspire them, and in some sort of way. That could be the intention there, as this cross is up and in, and Fox, with no trouble, scoops it out of the air. Now Martikainen down the sideline to Conroy. Plays it back into the middle. Switch off there from Jariel and Eklund. The Ravens now settling down. Martikainen back to Conroy. Turns it over once again. Now Kuderko plays a nice ball down the line. Wilt will play it out of bounds. Throwing coming up for the Ravens.
This could be a big chance for the Ravens to score right here. They've got the ball in their offensive zone, and they can easily punch this in right here. See what they do.
Throw it into Huutonen. Now Kuderko took too big of a touch. Ball now escapes into the midfield. So Crespo has it. Lays it off to Delgado. Now trying to drive down the line. Crespo dispossessed by Peternell. Delgado keeps it in bounds. Gets a beat here and took too big of a touch, as she had the beat around Morales, but couldn't get a cross up.
And a beautiful sequence there from Delgado, forcing the takeaway against Peternell. And then almost turning the corner with speed on that left side.
No pressure coming to Wilt. Morales able to get the split. The Ravens now pushing the tempo. Here comes Crespo. Morales, nice defensive stop. Gable lays it off for Beazle. Trying to play it into the middle. Finds a teammate. Peternell. Playing out to the left for Ackerman. Ackerman will take a shot. That one hits the crossbar. Second chance, still loose. In Fox. Covers that one.
Feels like the Ravens once again catch another break. I think that was nearly another goal scored by Shepard, but just missed and went off the crossbar.
It feels like, Jonah, that sequence symbolizes what we've seen from the Rams offensively today. Ackerman creating chances for this team to score.
Ackerman and Peternell have had some really good chances on goal. And they've been so close to put a number on that scoreboard. There's a throw in now for the Rams.
I believe that's the second time the Rams have hit the crossbar in this game. We saw it once in the first half.
But now Pierce on the possible breakaway. Plays it a little too strong for Kuderko, but offsides. Or excuse me, a foul, actually. Now the Ravens can set up shop. And it's a place that they can succeed very well on offense. The set pieces have been deadly for opponents.
And this team loves the set pieces. They get so many quality chances from it. Pretty decent positioning here at about the 20-yard line as well.
The official stops the clock as no spare balls were in the area. We'll see what the Ravens can pull out of the sleeve here. It's Crespo, Martikainen, and Huutonen. Conroy over to the right. Martikainen lays it off for Conroy. Plays it back into the box. Kuderko couldn't get a head on it. That's cleared out by Moore. And couldn't keep it in bounds was Ackerman.
And going back to that free kick, Jonah, I like the idea of the misdirection the Ravens trying to create, but the Rams do a great job. They sniff that out easily defensively.
Driolch plays it out wide to Delgado. DeRose trying to play a cross in, goes off Morales. Get the first Raven corner of the game. Will be up next.
This could be a big chance for the Ravens to capitalize right here on their first penalty or their first corner kick of the game.
Uutinen will take the corner for the Ravens. Crespo, the short option. Laid off for Huutinen. Huutinen driving through the 18. Puts a shot on net, and it goes in! And the Ravens, thanks to Jeni Huutinen, goes top left at exclamation points. And it gives the Ravens a massive goal here in this Elite Eight matchup.
And what a beautiful finish from Huutinen, Jonah. And it comes off the corner kick like we talked about. Those set pieces are crucial today for them offensively. They play it short. Huutinen dances around a pair of defenders and roofs it in the top left corner. Just a class finish from Huutinen.
And just to mention, if it stands this way, that will be Jeni Huutinen's 5th game-winning goal of the season, if it stands this way.
Huutinen this season has been tremendous. Her 9th goal of the season. There's an opportunity here for the Rams as that header from Ackerman goes right to the chest of Fox. So the Rams not being deterred, coming right back and trying to find that equalizer. DeRose plays into the middle. Up to Kuderko. Plays it out on the wing for Conroy. Conroy will play it down the line. Pierce almost got a beat on that one. They'll go out of bounds.
It seems like the Ravens are finding their game coming into this second half.
Was the Raven bench getting active earlier than in the first half? And this could be the switch we could possibly see with Martikainen and Devin Schmidt.
And it's really worked this season to their favor, like we saw in that game against Jefferson. Martikainen, I mean, you can't discredit her defensive capability, but what she can provide offensively is just crucial to this team. Really, when she goes, this team goes.
Could say she's definitely the heart and soul of this Raven team. Missed all of last season due to injury. Has come back stronger than ever. Repeating as the Defensive Player of the Year in the NE10.
Definitely a little shocking seeing the Ravens being outshot 11-3 and having that 1-0 lead. But Shepherd really should not be down on themselves. It's been a great game so far. They can respond easily.
Now Claudia Pierce driving in. Gets dispossessed by Moore, who comes up with a strong, clean tackle there.
It's been a really solid defensive day from Erica Moore. Feels like some of the Raven fans wanted a possible penalty there, but really clean tackle.
But now presents the Ravens' second corner of the half and second of the game. As Pierce will take it. Crespo once again, the second option. They play it to Conroy. Conroy takes a touch, puts a shot on net and blocked off the foot of Moore. Ravens trying to play it back in. Now Delgado, the last line defense, plays it in. Trouble ball there. Huutinen. There's a scramble for the ball, and Wilt picks that one up. and gets it out of harm's way.
And that's a huge play by Hannah Wilt, sliding out and stabbing that ball. Could have been a dangerous chance for the Ravens to tack onto their lead.
The Rams were in complete control in the first half. And open up the second half, it seemed it was going to be the same way. The Ravens out of nowhere get a set piece and they take advantage. Gives them a huge 1-0 lead with 30 minutes left to go here in the second half.
Definitely has not been the cleanest performance from the Ravens today. The Rams dominating possession like we've seen. Shots as well. They've had the better looks offensively, but it just took that really one golden opportunity off the corner for the Ravens to strike first.
Conroy heads that one away. And Kuderko gets called for a high kick. So Rams will take over. They tried to play it quick and played out of bounds. Does not go the way the Rams wanted that to go. Now Pierce trying to play a through ball for DeRose. Wilt slipped a little bit. And that could have been chaotic there for the Rams.
Hannah Wilt really playing it a little too close in net right now.
Martikainen smartly plays it back to Fox. Clears it downfield. Look at Coach Sam Odell trying to corral and give more time for his team.
I love the reflex there. Beautiful.
Crespo hits the turf. Wonderlic also hits turf. No call there. Hootanen dispossesses.
I can see why the Rams would be upset with that no call. Looked like Wonderlic was taken down, deserved a foul.
It's Kuderko. Almost got the beat there to Wilt. It's been a few stressful minutes here for the Rams. But now they look to push the tempo here. Change that narrative. Find that equalizer. Ackerman plays it in. Takes a deflection. As Pena Eklund once again on a defensive stop. And a foul. As Kuderko draws contact, gets taken down. Free kick coming for the Ravens. Ravens going to the bench early. Emily Schmolke, number 24, getting loose at midfield, waiting to be subbed in. There's another call here. The Rams will now take over. Peter Nell tries to lay it off for a teammate. Goes out of bounds. So Schmolk will come in for the Ravens.
Number 24, Emily Schmolk.
As Gianna DeRose will have a seat on the bench for the moment.
We saw the impact Schmolk made in the first half with her physicality. Matt Johnson wanting to replicate that here in the second half and protect the lead.
Now the big question for the substitutes is, when does Devin Schmidt come into this game? As Jareel takes this one away. Plays it now out to Schmolk. Schmolk plays it back for Crespo. Quick give and goes by the Ravens. Nice play there from Delgado. Schmolk taking space in the midfield. Plays one down the line. Crespo racing to keep it in bounds. Does so. Plays it to Pierce. Nice turn. Cuts it back. But offsides is the call. But what a build-up there from the Ravens.
Yeah, nice give and go between Crespo and Pierce. Feels like one of the first times we would have been able to see Pierce break free like she does with that speed. I would say the crowd right now is playing a factor, Jonah.
Is the men's soccer team here supporting with chants and all, trying to motivate these Ravens. Is Gable in a foot race with Martikainen? Must watch here. Gable plays one in. Back post. Has a teammate. Trying to cross it back in, and Conroy eats it off the chest. Now Hoonen, nice touch there, but can't follow it up. And Kuderko will get called for the foul there and has issued another caution. Second one issued in this one.
And like I said, Ravens really going to have to be careful. We know they're a physical team. Might need to just turn that down a couple notches.
As Delaney Bittner has to come to the sideline for a moment. As waiting to be subbed in is Michaela Horton, number 4. But this game has had so many changes, tempo, everything, physicality. We've seen it where the Ravens controlled early to start the first half, and the Rams controlled the rest of it, able to break out, get good offensive opportunities. In this second half, it was looking to repeat as the first. The Ravens break through with a huge goal from Jenny Hooten.
And we expected the Rams to really carry on that first half success into this next 45 minutes. But the Ravens have really returned back to their pace of play.
Beazell tried to do a give and go. Delgado will clear it out of bounds. Morales tries to play one in. Goes off the body of Wunderlich. Now Crespo in defense. Does a nice job to shield and wins it back. But played right back to the Rams. Here to cross into the 18. Triol's touches that one up. Hooten tries to clear. Once again, the Rams still have it. Morales trying to get a beat. Delgado now in a foot race. Clears it out of bounds. It'll be a far throw in for the Rams.
This is where the Rams really need to take advantage. Trying to wear down the Ravens defensively. Try and tilt the possession back in their favor.
Here's a cross into the box. Duriels with a big-time header there. Played back in, and that one left of the net. As Carrera tried to place it on net.
Number 4, Michaela Horton.
As Michaela Horton re-enters, and Kuderko will head to the bench. And you could say that Horton really kick-started the offense for the Ravens in the first half, even though there wasn't a lot of opportunities for them, but now moving into the second half, definitely proven that.
Yeah, she had that first shot on goal late in the first half.
As Pierce now on a breakaway, more. Pierce slots off the post, gets the rebound, and it still stays out. What a play there.
Shepard catches a big break right there. Nearly getting a 2-0 game for the Ravens.
Not sure how that one did not go in, Jonah. Beautiful goal line stop by the Rams. Really the first instance we've seen a glimpse of Claudia Pierce and what we've seen all season from her.
As Bittner was there for the second chance clearance, and just an unbelievable defensive play to keep this one still 1-0. Horton gets tripped up. Ravens will get a free kick, and Devin Schmidt waiting at midfield to be subbed on. This could be where the change with Martikainen could be. So we're a little over halfway done with this second half. Delgado. Plays it back to Schmolk. Schmolk looking for options. Plays all the way back to Martikainen. Now Delgado. Plays into the middle. Nice ball for Schmolk. Schmolk. Plays it all the way back to Eklund. Pressure coming from the Rams.
Really forcing a complete reset here for the Ravens offense. Seemed like they were attacking well deep into Rams territory. Now have to work it all the way back.
The Ravens, dangerous ball there. Gable lays it off for Beazle. Plays it in. But Martikainen watches that one go all the way to Fox, who has it for the moment. Gable slowly approaching, and Fox finally picks it up and rolls it right back out to Eklund. Conroy playing a long ball, intended for Pierce, a little too strong. But Conroy able to follow it up and win it back. Conroy plays it for Schmolk. Schmolk gets dispossessed by Morales, who has to clear it out of bounds. There'll be another corner for the Ravens.
And a great job by Schmolk to win that corner, just persistent and earning that possession.
In for the Ravens.
We saw them score off a corner last time around, Jonah. See if they can replicate the same success.
Hooten once again will take the corners. Crespo is subbed off for Schmidt. You would think Hooten would try to target Schmidt, being one of the tallest players out there. Hooten sends it in. As Martikainen, it's brought down to the turf, no call made. As Wilt catches that one out of the air.
Feels like the Rams will be very happy with that defensive stop. And a little physical with Martikainen, but really have to let him play at this point in the game. We know it's a part of their identity like we saw in the first half.
So the sun's slowly starting to break through with a little bit of snow. Here at Sodexo Field, Schmolk tries to play it in for Pierce. Schmolk takes a deflection. Now clearing downfield is Carrera. Delgado will settle it down, plays it to Eklund. Now up to Conroy, who clears it down the line. Now Moore will play it back to Wilt. Now here come the Rams. Morales to Wunderlich. Now down the line for Beazle. Delgado defending. Beazle, couple fakes. Tries to cross it in, and it goes off the foot of Delgado. A corner is coming for the Rams.
We mentioned earlier how this is a team coming into this game focused on their set pieces, that being a crucial part of the end of their practice yesterday. Now is the time to really execute, get a clean corner kick.
Moore will take the cross. She'll send it in. That one's headed near post. Ball still loose. Beazle plays one low and cleared off the line by the Ravens. Ackerman will take one from deep. That gets lost in traffic. Now back out wide. Moore looking for options. Schmolk able to get a touch on it, and it was last played by Moore, so the Ravens win a huge throw in there.
Especially considering the Rams have ramped up their offensive attack in the last few minutes. Nearly put one through in the corner, but a beautiful goal line stand defensively from the Ravens.
A couple subs as Grace Martin re-enters for the Ravens. Then in for the Rams will be number 14, Olivia Gardner. The first sub in this one for the Rams. Gable plays a nice ball down the line, but it can't stay in bounds, unfortunately, for Wunderlich. As Gable's trying to do everything she can to distribute that ball to her teammates in good positions. That ball stays in bounds. Bittner. Ball still in. And everyone complaining about Bittner, who they still believe that the ball was in bounds. Would have been a handball.
It feels like that call needed to come sooner. You can tell how irate that Ravens sideline is.
The Rams will take it, however. Jareel, nice moves there. Wins possession back. Horton, nice shield against Carrera. Martin settles it down. Martin tries to play one long for Schmolk, but Morales able to intercept. Delgado gets a touch. Schmidt heads it back. Hooten will play it upfield. Now it's Martin. All by herself. 1v3. Martin still staying with it. Now Hooten. Play a nice ball for Schmolk. Schmolk. Looking for teammates to give it to. And the new sub Gardner plays it out of bounds. Another corner coming for the Ravens.
And that corner all stems from Grace Martin. 1-on-3. She had 3 Rams draped all over her. Manages to dance around and free that ball up.
Hooten plays it in short. Couple decoys. And the whistle is blown. And we will have a penalty kick. As Martikainen had some contact.
And that was a clear takedown by Lydia Gable. She definitely wants that one back.
Now all the pressure on Hooten. Already scored her 9th goal the season earlier. A chance to add insurance. This could be pivotal here. What pressure for Hutton. Slots in, bottom left. And the Ravens extend the lead, 2-0.
And yet another big goal by the Ravens. Just adding some insurance to make it 2-0. If not,
and really a costly error from the Rams with Gable forcing that penalty. And the Rams really had been able to breathe some life into them ever since Hooten scored her first goal. Feels like they were building off that success, but it all really just trickles down to that penalty kick. Hooten, no mistake, slots it home left corner.
She mentioned no pressure. There was no pressure indeed for her. Slots it in with a cool, calm demeanor. For her 10th goal of the season, her 2nd in this one.
And there's so many players that the Ravens can go to on those penalty kicks. We've seen Martikainen, but really, it's easy to go to Hooten in there with the excellent performance she's put together today.
There's another caution issued. This to Sofia Carrera on the Rams on that slide tackle to Horton. So Ravens once again setting up shop in their opponent's half. Conroy will have a free kick. There's 14 minutes left to go. Nice ball in from Conroy. And Wilt comes steaming off the line and takes that one away.
It's been a really scary second half for Wilt. A couple of really close looks.
And Schmolk able to get to that one. Throwing coming up for the Rams.
You can tell, Jonah, the Ravens have really taken the wind out of the Rams' sails, lacking that energy to gain possession like they did in the first half.
As time's slowly winding down, a foul's called against the Rams. Coach Odell can't believe that. As Gable will be issued a caution as well.
This just feels like frustration boiling up for the Rams now.
You really could say that, as for most of the first half, we'd say the Rams were in control of this one. It seemed like if there was a stat predictor, it seemed like they were going to come out with the win here. So obviously you could definitely feel the frustration knowing they've controlled this game. They should still be in it, but the scoreboard necessarily not reflecting that at the moment.
And it's still been a solid performance overall from the Rams. Just not clean here in the late moments of the second half. The Ravens have taken full advantage of it.
As the official once again sending a player to get checked out. And after this match concludes, there will be some interviews. So stay tuned for those. As Peter Nell tries to play one in, Beasel was almost there as Fox gets there first.
Still some signs of life from the Rams. Still plenty of time to get one on the board and make this an interesting finish here in Ringe. But the Ravens really standing tall defensively with Fox.
So sub will come on.
In for the Ravens, number 10, Olivia Crespo.
As Crespo enters and Schmolk will head to the bench, who had a very productive second half here for the Ravens. So Delgado will now throw it in. Martin was held around the waist and no call. As now Horton trying to keep it in. Was defended by Moore. Plays it out of bounds. Delgado. Physicality slowly ramping up. That ball out of bounds. Is Coach Johnson able to corral that one on the sideline with ease?
Quick reflex there from Johnson, Jonah. Nice snag.
Morales trying to clear it. Gardner. Bittner almost lost possession. Moore trying to push the tempo. It's Ackerman, who's been explosive to start the second half, has been quiet since. It's a nice ball played in. Fox lets that one roll out of bounds for a goal kick.
Time really winding down for the Rams. Desperation time starting to sink in.
This one cleared out of bounds. Throwing coming for the Ravens. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the second half. Both Raven goals scored by Jenny Hootinen. One from the penalty spot, and the other off a corner. As Martin is dragged down, but the foul will go against her.
Can see some frustration from the Ravens on that call. And that's big that it favors the Rams. Gives them a chance to earn possession. Haven't really had a ton in the last several minutes, Jonah.
You know, a quick little update on that Minnesota State Grand Valley State game. All tied up at 1 with under a minute left to go in the second half. That game most likely will require extra time. And kickoff coming soon for number 1 West Florida against number 1 Columbus State. That game at 3 o'clock. Right now, if the result was to hold, the Ravens would advance to the Final Four.
In for the Rams, number 8, Josie Beazle. In for the
As Beazle re-enters.
Claudia Pierce. And number 13,
And Claudia Pierce also re-enters, as well as Gianna DeRose for the Ravens. Delgado plays it. Now Eklund. Trying to play upfield for Pierce. Bittner will play it back to Wilt, who swings it out wide. Ravens applying the pressure. Now an opportunity here for the Ravens, possibly. Nice ball in for Conroy. Conroy puts it on net, and it goes right at Wilt, who snags it out of the air.
A chance to really put this one to bed with Conroy. Excellent performance all day from her. Streaking on that right wing, puts it on net.
Now the Rams trying to set up offense. In need of a goal. Ackerman falls down, still stays with the ball. This one played in high. Opportunity for Beazle, and they have found their goal. There's Beazle trying to fire up the Rams bench. Now 2-1 here at Ringe.
And just like that, Jonah, we have a brand new game. Like I said, there's still plenty of time left. We've seen signs of life from the Rams. And Beazle, back door open. Slots it home with the right foot in the right corner. And Matt Johnson really going to try and seal this game with 8 minutes left.
And that's just the goal that the Rams needed. Now they just got to score a second one if they want to force overtime at least.
goal for the Rams.
The Rams now just need 8 more minutes
The assist comes from number 16, Lydia Gable.
in order to tie this one up and force extra time.
Now make it a 6-game point streak for Beazle. We saw our late game heroics with that game winner against Gannon in the 73rd minute. Shows up huge to give the Rams a lifeline.
Her 5th goal of the season. And it comes at no better time.
This game is far from over. Plenty of time for the Rams to find their equalizer.
Definitely so, as Delgado plays that one out of bounds. The clock slowly winding down. DeRose draws the foul. Spittner brought her down from behind. So now 7 minutes left to go.
And you could tell even after they scored that goal, Jonah, Sam Odell wanted the Rams to hurry up. Don't waste any time celebrating. We want to get back in this game. Plenty of time to do so.
That header goes straight up. Now Pierce. Ball on that left sideline going to the corner. trying to kill as much time as was last played by Morales. So throwing coming for the Ravens. The Ravens still trying to kill time on the sideline here. Delgado plays Pierce. Hooten tries to play it back into her teammates. Now Beazle, the goal scorer, tries to push it out. Now the Rams trying to counter. Crespo plays it out of bounds. At the 2-minute mark, Colin Struckman will take on over play-by-play duties. That will set up post-game interviews with myself. This one stays inbounds. Eklund clears it away. Hooten, good use of the body. As Fox picks that one up, trying to kill as much time as possible. This Beazle. Let's go out of bounds. Delgado will do the throw in. That one's headed out of bounds by the Rams. As the Ravens starting to mount a little bit of pressure here. Trying to play high octane offense to end this one. Give the Rams no chance to come back. Pierce in the corner once again. Will be a Ram throw-in. So Rams trying to clear it out of their corner. Delgado plays it to Pierce, who settles it nicely. Trying to make a move around Morales and does. Another throw-in for the Rams. The Rams desperately trying to push the ball upfield.
The Ravens really relentless on that pressure.
A foul called against Gable. So the Ravens will have a free kick. It's time slowly expiring. The Ravens 3 minutes away from a trip to the Final Four. Moore out on the wing. Last opportunity is calling here for the Rams. Delgado gets tripped up there. So a free kick coming for the Ravens.
This is where the Ravens, you can tell Jonah, really want to take that time, milk that clock.
Martikainen will send it downfield. And also now send it to Colin Struckman to take this one over.
Thank you, Jonah. So 2 minutes left, like Jonah alluded to. 2-1, Ravens leading over the Rams. Trip to the Final Four on the line. Ravens holding on to that 1-goal lead despite being outshot 15-7. as DeRose bringing down Morales.
This has just been a great game overall. The Rams still have time to find that tying goal. Let's see what happens the rest of the way.
We saw their first goal coming from Josie Beazle, assisted by Lydia Gable, to make things a whole lot more interesting here in the final minutes. 1:38 to go. Fans in anticipation here in Ringe. Free kick taken by Wunderlich. Sent toward the box. Headed away by Martikainen. It's still loose. Cleared away momentarily. Here's Claudia Pierce. Creates some room. DeRose, what a beautiful, and flicks it up ahead. It'll roll right to Hannah Wilt. Boots it toward midfield. Hooten slides to Delgado. 1 minute left.
1 minute.
Seems like the Ravens can just clear the ball all they want now.
Ravens trying to hold on for dear life. The Rams want extra time. Sent toward the box and wide from Wunderlich. Head coach Sam Odell falls to his knees. A chance to tie the game for Wunderlich, but she fires it wide. Under 30 to go. Goal kick from Fox. Desperation for Shepherd. Morales gets past Pierce, but only 10 to go. Kicked away.
7, 6, 5,
Seconds tick away.
3.
And for the first time since 2007, the Ravens are back in the Final Four.
Fans, that concludes today's quarterfinal game. Our final score is Ravens 2 and Rams 1. Congratulations, Frank.
Book the tickets to Matthews, North Carolina. The Ravens keep on dancing.
And just a great overall season by the Ravens. That's now 11 in their win streak. Heading into the Final Four. Let's see what they do in North Carolina.
And Peyton, what a phenomenal game. 2-1 the final. And it really comes down to the final seconds as Wunderlich had a chance to tie the game, but a missed opportunity for Shepherd.
Yeah, just oh so close for Shepherd. They were 18-1 coming into this game. A very good season for them this season, just ultimately falling short after a kick that went wide.
It seemed like the Ravens really had the game in hand with that 2-0 lead. 2 goals from Jenny Hooten. And then we saw Shepherd get on the board, courtesy of Josie Beazle, make things really more interesting in the late minutes, but the Ravens defense really seals this win.
And as they always have done this entire season, the Ravens defense has stepped up at the right times, and they did it once again.
We'll have an interview momentarily. Jonah Boye sent down the field, and phenomenal play-by-play duties from him up until the final minutes, and getting our post-game interview in just a moment. But it's been quite some time since the Ravens went to the Final Four, Peyton. 2007 was the last time, and now once again, they're back.
It's been 17 long years that they've been waiting for this, and they finally found a way to get it back. They got the great team to do it, and now all they're doing is looking to win the next 2 games.
We saw in the first half, the Rams really controlled possession. They had the better chances offensively. They played better in the first half, but the second half, the Ravens found a way to open things up.
As they always do. They find a way to win games, and once again, they do it again. The Ravens with a big win once again, coming in with a really tough opponent too in Shepherd, but they ultimately pulled it out once again.
And a phenomenal effort from the Rams this afternoon. We expected it to be a tight defensive battle. That's exactly what it was. It came down to the wire. And a phenomenal season for the Rams, finishing 18-2-4, but losing the game that matters most in the Elite Eight. And for the Ravens, they found a way to win in a variety of different ways this season, Peyton.
They certainly have. They've won on penalty kicks. They've just won in any fashion you can think of. Any fashion, they've won on that. The Ravens just have been a great team this whole year round. Emily Fox, Claudia Pierce, Jenny Hutton even. Just those three are big key pieces that the Ravens have had that they've enjoyed having this year.
And we expected coming into this game, Hooten would be a key piece. She scores 2 goals, including the game winner. We'll have the post-game interview with her and Jonah Boye in just a moment.
Now down here to the sideline with Jenny Hooten, and you guys, tremendous game here today. The first half, you guys started out a little slow on offense. Kind of, what was the defensive set that they were giving you guys?
I feel like they had 2 holdings, which made me like trouble, and us in general, because like we needed to defend in a shape we have never defended before. So obviously it takes time. And first half, that was not our half, but second half, it's fine. Everything's fine now.
On that corner where you're able to get the ball and dribble through a couple defenders, just run through that moment where you saw it go up left and in the goal.
I don't know. Crystal said there's 2. I was like, you can play back. And then she played back, and then I don't know. I didn't have anything else in my mind than a goal. I don't know.
And then also with that penalty kick to basically clinch this one, and now you guys advance to the Final Four, the first time since 2007. What are the emotions that you and your teammates are feeling here?
As a team, I'm incredibly proud of us. I actually would describe us as a family more than a team. And I'm grateful for Aino. Aino got the penalty, and she was like, Jenny, you want to take it? I'm like, okay. She trusted me a few days ago, like a few games ago. I trusted Aino. Aino took it. So it's nice that we have teammates that trust each other, depending on the game. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, and congrats and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
And now we'll send it back up to Colin Struckman in the press box.
Thank you, Jonah. And Peyton really gave us a lot of insight onto how connected and tight-knit this Ravens team is, with Hooten talking to Aino Martikainen before the penalty kick, telling her she can take it and put this game to rest.
Yeah, and this team definitely has the great chemistry. And
we'll have another interview, Jonah Boye with Matt Johnson, in just a moment as well.
Now down here in the sideline with Raven head coach Matt Johnson, and we talked about defensive sets where you faced Wilmington, Jefferson, and now facing Shepherd. A little different. They controlled a lot of possession early in the first half, and defensively they kind of broke you down a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, listen, they're a very good team. Tactically they're hard to manage. We had to make a lot of adjustments at halftime. I agree with you. I thought they had most of the ball in the first half. They had us chasing our tails. I think we were much better in the second half, but they're a very, very good team. They do a lot of different things. You have to do a lot to prepare for them, but nothing but good things to say about them. The competition seems to get a little bit better in each round, and they're definitely a very top side.
And what really was the message in the tent when you guys were going into the second half?
Well, we had to make some tactical adjustments. We couldn't let them be on the ball so much. So we had to keep things compact, keep the ball on one side of the field, but really just trust the process, try to stay really compact vertically and horizontally. And we've been working on some things for the last couple of weeks to prepare for, having to change. And so I think this was the right opportunity for it. But just trying to keep them positive. In games like this, you don't want them getting too nervous or too upset. So I think managing their mindset is a big part of it.
And now you reach the Final Four for the first time since 2007. This program's been very historic, going to the Final Four and winning national championships. Just describe the energy that this team brings now going to North Carolina to try to win another national championship.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, I've said it all year. We got a great group of kids. I love coming to practice every day. They cheer for one another, very supportive of one another. So, I think you can see here, doesn't matter how cold it is, they're grabbing snow and throwing it right now. So I think, everybody's really excited. It's been a while since the program has been to the Final Four. We're hoping we can represent Franklin Pierce, the NE10 conference in the region in the right way.
Awesome. Congrats and good luck the rest of the way, Coach Johnson. As that now will wrap up our production here at the Ravens Sports Network. I'd like to thank our producer, Evan Cody. Also, thanks to Dr. Nevius, the director of the Fitzwater Center. I'd like to thank camera operators Dylan Boye, Eugene Norman, as well as my color commentators and friends, Peyton Rigo and Colin Struckman. I'm Jonah Boye saying thank you for watching. The Ravens are going to the Final Four.